JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, St. Thomas farmers freed of murder. Two St. Thomas farmers who were charged with the murder of 52-year-old Eric Melbourne of Willowsfield District near Golden Grove in the parish have been freed. Clovis Christie, 27, and Karen Reed, 35, both of Willowsfield District, were yesterday freed in the St. Thomas Parish Court after the judge upheld submissions from attorney-at-law Ensign Williams at the committal proceedings that there was a lack of identification in the case. The parish judge ordered that the case should be sent to the coroner's court. Melbourne, a farmer, was shot dead in an area without light in Willowsfield District on the night of November 21, 2019. A policeman gave a statement that when he went to the hospital on the night of the shooting, Melbourne gave alias names of the men who shot him. Melbourne died shortly after. Williams, in making a no-case submission, said the policeman who took the statement did not know Melbourne before the incident and that he did not attend the post-mortem to ensure that the deceased was a person who gave the statement at the hospital. He further said the policeman could not establish that the person he spoke to at the hospital was the person who died. Williams also submitted that the aliases given in the statement did not relate to Christie and Reed, as they were not known by those names and had never answered to them. Curfew imposed in sections of Norwood St James. A curfew has been imposed in sections of Norwood St James. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, December 23, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Friday, December 25. The boundaries of the curfew are as follows. North, along an imaginary line from East Atlantic Drive to Rough Road. East, along an imaginary line from Rough Road to the vegetated area in the vicinity of Mahogany and Pimento Drive. South, along an imaginary line from the east boundary, Hart Boulevard. West, along an imaginary line from Hart Boulevard to East Atlantic Drive at the northern boundary. During the hours of the curfew, all persons are required to remain within their premises unless authorized in writing by the ground commander. Russell's T20 restaurant and sports bar closed by Alpem due to COVID breaches. The Kingston and St. Catherine locations of Russell's T20 restaurant and sports bar have been ordered closed by the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management Alpem for breaches of the COVID-19 rules. The measure took effect on Wednesday, December 23. In a statement, Alpem says attention was drawn to the establishments when they committed breaches by holding entertainment or nightclub activities in violation of the measures imposed under the Disaster Risk Management Enforcement Measures Order. It was noted all bars, nightclubs, and other places of amusement are required to remain closed as part of regulations to limit the spread of the coronavirus, COVID-19. It was pointed out that under the order, places of amusement mean places open to the public, whether for a fee or free of charge, for the purpose of entertainment, and A, without limit to the generality of the foregoing, includes a club, discotheque, roller disco, or skate rink. B, excludes establishments licensed under the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Alpem says Russell's T20 locations shall remain closed until closure notice for all nightclubs and sports bars are lifted by the government. The establishment was also advised that it would have to apply for and be issued with the requisite license and permit by the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation and the Kingston and the St. Andrew Municipal Corporation. Alpem is reminding all owners and operators of nightclubs and sports bars that the opening of these facilities is prohibited under the Disaster Management Enforcement Orders. Me house turn up for Christmas. Sharon Roach, a humble 29-year-old with an adorable smile, could easily blend in with other women in her age group. In fact, if she doesn't tell you the struggles she has had to bear at her young age, no one could guess. Her story is, however, one of triumph, as despite the many hurdles since a child, she can today thank God for one of the biggest improvements in her life, her own home. Roach, who was abandoned by her parents and left in the care of house mothers at Maxwell Park Children's Home in St. Andrew, was kept at the facility longer than usual because of her terrible condition of epilepsy. Then at 21, she finally had to leave the place she called home because of pregnancy. Now with a second child, no steady job because of her illness, and a paying rent of $3,500 for her one-room structure, the Lord answered her prayers, and on Tuesday, she was overcome with joy when Active Home Center, in partnership with Food for the Poor, presented her with the keys for her brand new 2-bedroom house, complete with a living room, bathroom, and kitchen, built on a parcel of land she leased. I have a roof over my head, but it never proper, and I don't want to continue living in that condition as it not stable, she said of her old home. You know how long I don't get a real shower? It's span me off use the bed. Now I can take a good shower. The bathroom pretty nice, she said with a loud laugh when she was asked how she felt moving into her own home. Oh my gosh, I'm overjoyed. I can't even explain the feeling right now, an appreciative Roach stated. Me house turn up for Christmas, she exclaimed and had a good laugh. Susan Melbourne Townsend, marketing manager at Active Home Center, said, as part of our overall focus for the holidays, we wanted to give back to someone in need. So we reached out to Food for the Poor to help us build a home for a worthy recipient. When we saw Sharon's story, it was an immediate no-brainer that she and her beautiful daughters deserve a home for the holidays. It's been pure joy constructing this new home that they so greatly deserve. From start to finish, they were on site eagerly giving a hand wherever they could, even though we had more than enough staff volunteers. They have been through so much, and we're happy to be able to give her the break she's been praying for, added Melbourne Townsend. Roach, who said she could not sleep for 1 week before the start of the construction, visited the site daily with her daughters, Marian Roach and Chevelle King, as 8 volunteers from Active Home Center carried out the work alongside the Food for the Poor construction team. Kivette Silvera, Executive Director at Food for the Poor, said, "We're so happy for Sharon and her 2 daughters. A few months ago, the Ministry of Health and Wellness encouraged persons to stay home to curtail the spread of the COVID-19 virus. But what about those without homes? So our Tania Yard campaign was launched, and we are very happy that Sharon is one of over 20 recipients to receive a home since its launch. We wish the family a Merry Christmas. Thanks, Father God. I pray every day, as without him nothing would be possible," said Roach. But she broke down in tears when she started to talk about the lack of support from the father of her 2 adoring girls, one 7 and the other 3 years old. As she cried, a member of the team on location offered prayers which helped her to regain her composure. Because of the pregnancy, Roach was moved to a facility run by Father Richard Holongs, the Missionaries of the Poor, but had to leave when her daughter turned a month old, and she wondered what next. But an angel came to her rescue as a former house mother at Maxwell Park Children's Home decided to take her in. It was while there that another man walked into her life and she got pregnant with her second child. She vowed that no matter how challenging life gets, she will not abandon her 2 children because they are the only family I have. I won't leave them like what my mother did to me. Evelyn Gordon, a Maxwell Park Children's Home house mother for 26 years, who has been instrumental in the life of young Roach since her time at the facility, said she accommodated her at her home after she left the Missionaries of the Poor facility with her 1-month-old child. She was initially to stay with me for a month, but ended up staying until she got pregnant with her second child. I've been like a mother to her, said Gordon. A neighbor, Debbie Knight, said she volunteered to be the godmother of Roach's second child, but said she ended up being like a mother to her. She used to drop the baby when she had about a seizure, and so we had to take the baby sometime. I was happy to help her with clothing, food, and education for the children. I'm so happy for her in the new house. You don't know how much me pray. Jesus, Lord, I'm so glad. She's such a mannerable young lady, said Knight. In an interview outside her former home 2 weeks ago, Roach said, "Me no have no mother, no father, no sister, no brother, nobody. As I was at Maxwell Park from a year there my knee. Now I just want a better life for me girls," she added. Her new home is beautifully upgraded with ceramic floor tiles throughout, a tiled shower pedestal sink, and a kitchen outfitted with countertop. backsplash, and cabinetry. The staff at Active Home Center also donated food, clothes, toys, a tablet, and cash to the family. Children who have no mother and father, I've always heard that God takes care of them, and I'm sure God is taking care of us now, said Roach. 2 more COVID-19 deaths, 96 new cases. Jamaica on Wednesday recorded 2 more COVID-19 deaths, pushing the tally to 292. The deceased are an 89-year-old male of a St. Anne address and a 76-year-old male of a Trelawney address, whose death was previously under investigation. 1 more case was recorded as a coincidental death, moving that figure to 45. Meanwhile, there were 96 new cases, with ages ranging from 2 to 81 years, pushing the total to 12,519, with 2,493 being active. Of the new cases, 43 are males and 53 are females. In the meantime, there were 163 more recoveries, increasing the total to 9,579. Some 79 persons are in hospital, with 22 being moderately ill and 8 critically ill. Some 348 persons are in government quarantine, while 31,797 are at home. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share. Leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.